Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got a video reviewing my Game Week 1 squad and looking at my selection for Game Week 2. It's been incredibly hot here in the UK this week. It's been 33 degrees today. It's been hot all week. I've been out enjoying the sun, but I thought I'd get a video out for you guys just looking at how my squad did this week and looking at what kind of transfers and decisions I'm thinking about making for the games this weekend. So let's get straight into it. So here on the screen is my Game Week 1 team, and it was a very disappointing start to the season. 55 points overall, current rank of over 4.5 million. Not a great start. A lot of those 50-50 choices that I made really not paying off. I'm all right with the team how it is, but obviously the rank doesn't matter too much at the start of the season. There's so little points in the ranks, but not a great start overall. We'll start off in goal. Raya, obviously one of his hardest fixtures against Leicester. I didn't think he'd keep a clean sheet. I was glad he got a save point. All right with 2 points. I mainly have him for the better fixtures in the future, and I don't have to use a transfer on him. So I'm all right with that 2-point performance. Alexander-Arnold Robertson, the Liverpool clean sheet going quite early on in the game. I'm a Liverpool fan, and that was not enjoyable to watch, that performance. Fulham looked absolutely amazing. Mitrovic is going to be a monster in the Premier League. He's definitely proven he can do it in the Prem, not just the Championship. So that Liverpool double clean sheet wipeout was not great. Only 1 point between them. No goal contributions between them either. I'm not too sure how I feel about holding the double Liverpool defence, as I might look to other options in Liverpool. But you know, it's certainly a difference. And next week against Crystal Palace, a clean sheet and a couple goal returns from the two of them, and you know, it doesn't look like anything bad's happened. The Man City clean sheet was obviously great for me with the double up on Cancelo and Diaz. Cancelo still getting 2 bonus points despite having a yellow card. Just shows how much goal involvement he gets, how many chances he creates. And Diaz being my main differential going for the double Man City defence. Obviously Ederson, or I think Ederson got 7 points as well. So not quite as good, but still a bit of a difference there. Obviously instead of Diaz, I would have gone for Reece James, who did get 7 points. So not exactly it's not exactly game changing, is it? Into the midfield, Salah, my captain, obviously bringing me most of the points, as he does most game weeks, doing what he always does. I think he's actually gotten returns every single Game Week 1 since he's been at Liverpool, which is absolutely insane. Saka doing all right, getting an assist, 6 points. He looked very lively in the game. Him and Jesus were pretty unfortunate to get the points they did, given how many chances Arsenal seemed to create. I'm all right holding him. He's a good option at the 8 million point. Obviously Kulusevski getting 13 was he was the winner of the £8 million midfielder debate for Game Week 1. Neto and Bailly, I'll cover them both at once. My cheap midfielders, not great choices. I was livid when I saw that Podence had got a goal, because I've talked many times about why aren't people going for Podence over Neto as a differential. I went for Neto because I went with the crowd. Maybe I was missing something, and what do you know, Podence scores. Would have been a great differential for me. So I was gutted about that. Neto did look very lively in his performance, but no goal returns. Not too sure, what to do with him. And Bailly, again, an all right performance. He was quite scrutinised about his tracking back during the game, and Gerrard has so many attacking options in Aston Villa. I'm not 100% sure about his start, how likely he is he's going to start the next game. So a bit unsure about him. He might be on the bench for next week. I'm not too sure what to do about that. And then into the front line, the blanking of the really popular Kane and Jesus, the 50-50 between Kane and Haaland. I was very rooted on Kane. In hindsight, don't know what I was thinking. I always wanted to own Haaland for Game Week 2. I just thought that he would blank in the first game week and Kane would score high against Southampton, and then I'd make the switch. Obviously, that didn't happen. I should have probably gone for Haaland from the start, looking at it, but I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just take that loss for now, and not get too hung up on it. Jesus as well, blanking. He's owned by 3/4 of the game, so that was a loss for most of us. Bit of a shame with the points overall being so low. And on my bench, obviously De Silva there getting 6 points, one of my highest scorers. Wasn't expecting him to come off the bench and score an absolute worldie of a goal. Very happy to have him on my bench. Don't know how many minutes I'll give him. Obviously, his next game against Man United, not the easiest of fixtures, or given the current form of Man United, maybe it is. And Nico Williams getting 0 points. He actually looked very good in the game. He conceded twice and got a yellow card, giving him 0 points. But he did actually look really good in the game. He did take a couple shots, so pretty happy with him in the side. Overall, it was a very underwhelming start to the season, but it is definitely savable. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next game week. So here is my squad for game week 2 currently. Obviously, you'll see there's not much difference apart from one big one. Haaland is now in the team rather than Kane. I made the switch immediately after he got subbed off. I knew the price rises were coming and I knew I wanted Haaland in my team. I made the decision there and then. I'm not usually that hasty with decisions, but knowing that that's what I wanted and that the prices were going to change immediately in the evening, I wanted to do it there and then. He definitely looks like a great option for game week 2. My current captain is Salah. I just think that he's a little bit of a differential this week because I feel like everyone will go for Haaland. I think Haaland will score high, which is why I want him in my team. And even though effective ownership will probably say that I'm doing worse with Haaland in the team, I'm looking at it directly of, I think Haaland's going to score more points than Kane. I want him in the team, but I think Salah will score more than Haaland. And if they both do well, then it doesn't really matter. But I think Haaland will be my game week 2 captain. I'm about 70% sure on that. In terms of the team overall, the key thing I'm looking at here, I haven't seen many content creators talk about this, but I think the home advantage this year is massive. Watching the games, the crowd roar, might just be because it was the first game week, but the crowd roar in the home games was immense. It was a lot of surprises in game week 1. Bournemouth winning 2-0 against Aston Villa. A very big surprise there, and they were playing at home. I think that playing at home gives you a huge advantage this year. Obviously, we won't see all the home teams win all the time, but looking at my team and seeing every single player has a home fixture really fills me with a lot of confidence. Obviously, I've mentioned that Bay, I'm not 100% sure about him starting, not too sure about that, but really like the look of that double City defence and the Man City attack of Haaland. He's going to be pretty much nailed, I think, unless Pep says anything in his press conference. I know they won't risk him, but it's the second game of the season. I think he needs the time in the team. Jesus as well and Saka were a great home fixture against Leicester. They seem to leak a lot of goals. I think Arsenal will score quite a few in that game. Not too sure how I feel about Liverpool defence. I will be potentially looking into a switch. Not this week. I think either this week it's going to be my one transfer of Kane to Haaland, or, as you might see on the chip used there, potentially a wild card. I have looked into a wildcard draft. I will talk about that in a second. And I do really like the look of it. The issue is, I like the look of the team, but my current team right now also looks fairly decent. I'm just not happy with a lot of the players. I think, even though it's one game week, I think the first week can tell you a lot about a team. I don't like the look of Aston Villa. Wolves don't look like they're going to be scoring that many goals. Liverpool look like they might leak some goals, and their attacking threat looks amazing. So I kind of want to double up on that Liverpool attack. There are quite a few little changes I want to make here and there. But as the team's currently set up, 100 million.1 in the bank after making the switch to Haaland and his price rose. Nothing in the bank, 442, looking to try and improve that rank. And I think that using the wild card now, as aggressive as that is, going for some different players that not many people have got in their teams at the moment, and getting rid of the likes of Neto and Bay, who I'm not 100% happy with, I think I could do some damage in the ranks. So let's have a look at that wildcard draft. So here is the wildcard draft. I've made this team on fpl.team. Great website to tinker around with your teams for future game weeks. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. I'm sure you're mostly all aware of it. And I really like the look of this team. There's 9 changes been made to it. A lot of them you'll probably see are small tweaks here and there. I've downgraded the likes of Saka to Martinelli. Zinchenko is a player who I really like the look of in Game Week 1. Very attacking. I think the Arsenal defence looks very strong as well. I think for 5 million, Zinchenko is incredibly good value. Aronson looked very lively in the game for Leeds. He's certainly someone I would want to capitalise on early. I just predict that he might get a goal here and there, especially against that weak Southampton team. Dewsbury Hall, a bit of an outside choice there. But he did look good in the Leicester game. For 5 million, I think it's all right. That's the one I'm a bit cautious on. It was mainly that I built the team and I had 5 million left to pick a player. And of course, the main man, Darwin, in the team. I talked about him a lot in pre-season. Didn't end up going with him. Kind of regret it. Want to get him in straight away. I think people are going to hold off a little bit on Darwin. They're going to wait until game week 4 to bring him in. So I want to fire whilst that's a possibility. I think he could get those couple hauls, and I think people are really going to miss out potentially on Darwin. So that's why I'm looking at potentially getting him in. But it's at the sacrifice of Robertson. So as tantalising as this team looks, I'm taking quite a few risks in the players that I'm getting rid of. 99.9 million squad value and in the bank 0.3 due to all the price rises with Martinelli and Zinchenko. I do like the look of this team. You might see the bench and see that is pretty weak on the bench. But I've looked into the rotation of my team and I do like the look of having 4 or 5 of those cheap options of Nico Williams, De Silva, Patterson, Dewsbury Hall and potentially Aronson, and rotating all 5 of them to only play 2 each week. The fixtures look very good. Rotating them. I'd probably play De Silva next week along with Dewsbury Hall. I'd bench Aronson for the Chelsea fixture. And I think the rotation of the 5 of them looks relatively good. And obviously still going with a double Man City defence with Ederson. I did have Walker in here initially. However, I believe that Man City have just signed a new left back. And even though I think Walker will start against Bournemouth, I do think that new left back is going to be integrated quite quickly into Man City's team, and Cancelo will move to right back as we saw previously. I think it's basically a Zinchenko replacement. So I think Cancelo is still going to play a lot of games, but Walker will see his minutes heavily managed. Although he was very impressive in game week 1. So I could be completely wrong about that. I'm just a little lenient on it. I just really like the look of this team. The thing is, not many of there isn't many changes. The main things: getting rid of Robertson, putting in Zinchenko, swapping out Saka and having Darwin, downgrading to Martinelli, things like that. It's not a lot of changes, so I'm not too sure if it's worth a wild card. Obviously, I wouldn't do all these changes without a wild card. I think it'd be like a -28 or something like that. But I do like the look of this team in switching to a 3-4-3 formation, and potentially a 4-3-3 if I was going to go for the likes of Walker instead, and maybe still have Raya in goal. But I do like switching formation. I think a lot of people are going to go big at the back. I like to do something a bit different. I played it far too safe in game week 1, didn't do very well, and I'm now looking to take some risks. Obviously, losing the likes of Robertson and Saka could be big, and this early on, wasting the wild card will be a pretty huge backfire, I think. But looking at the team, I think the only way this goes wrong is if the likes of Saka and Robertson absolutely haul, and then people like Aronson and Dewsbury Hall have their minutes managed. It doesn't look like it's going to happen at the moment. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about this wildcard team. I don't think many people will be wildcarding this early on. I think it's quite a radical thing to do. I just really like the look of Darwin. I just really want to get him in my team. He had an insane goal threat just from a small amount of minutes. I think he's going to be starting pretty much every, if not most, if not every game now. I think he's a level above Firmino, and he really managed to get us that draw against Fulham. I do like the look of this team, but yeah, please let me know what you guys think of it. And just a little bit on the end here, I thought I'd highlight my mini league current leading squad. I think I might do this every week. Just highlight either who's winning the league or who got the best score of the week. There's not too many people in the league right now. Obviously, if a lot more people join, it might be quite hard to track who's got the best score of this week. But yeah, I really wanted to have a look at who did the best this week. So Shayan Kundu, I hope I've pronounced your name right. I hope you're watching the video. Vardy's Nuts, the team name. I love that. That is a great team name. 84 points for the week, 112,000th in the world for the game week. Really good score. Went with the captain of Salah, and obviously the 50-50 going for Haaland, really paying off. The main thing here was Kulusevski. Having Kulusevski for that first game week, a brilliant choice by you. Knowing that it was going to be nailed with Richarlison out, a good risk taken there. Having the likes of James and Cancelo, Ramsdale as well, a great choice in goal, only having one Liverpool defender. Matty Cash, quite disappointing. I bet you wish you had Trippier, would have really lifted up your score. And Martinelli as well, a great pick. A solid looking bench as well. The regular people there. Yeah, looks great. And 84 points without using a single chip. A brilliant start to the season for you. So well done. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll try to have a video out for you every single week, looking at how my team has done this game week and looking ahead for the next game week, kind of transfer plans I'm making, how I'm reflecting on how I think the week has gone. I'll be posting my final team on Twitter at FPL Meerkat if you want to see if I do pull the trigger on the wild card. I will say I'm very 50-50 on it right now. I really don't know what to do. I'd like to go radical, but I also don't want to mess up my season this early. But yeah, let me know if you also like featuring the top team from the mini league. I think it's just a good way of incorporating you, the viewers, in my videos somehow, having a little bit of a competitive nature in the league, so you can get the best score in the game week and who's winning the league overall. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know if there's any other content you'd like to see on this channel. Not too sure what I want to do with it. I'm quite busy looking for the job searching at the moment. So I'll try to have other content out for you. I'm just really enjoying the channel. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next FPL video.